Hey everyone, are you looking to enhance your YouTube experience and stay up to date with the latest and greatest content? Then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Now sit back and enjoy the story.
As I make my way to the graveyard for my night shift, I can feel a sense of unease settling in the pit of my stomach. It's not that I'm afraid of ghosts or anything like that, but the thought of spending the entire night alone in a quiet and eerie cemetery is enough to make anyone nervous. The graveyard is surrounded by tall trees, and as I step inside the gate, I can hear the leaves rustling in the wind. The only light comes from the moon, casting an eerie glow over the tombstones and mausoleums. I take a deep breath and remind myself that this is just a job, and I'm here to do my duty. I begin my rounds, walking slowly along the winding paths and checking the gates and fences to make sure everything is secure. Every now and then, I hear a rustling in the bushes or the creaking of a tree branch, and I can feel my heart rate increasing. I try to keep calm, knowing that it's probably just the wind or an animal scurrying by. As I make my way to the older section of the graveyard, I can't help but feel a sense of sadness. Many of the graves here are weathered and worn, and it's clear that they haven't been visited in a long time. I stop at one particularly old grave and shine my flashlight on it, reading the name and dates etched into the stone. I can't help but wonder who this person was and what their life was like. It's moments like these that make me grateful for the life I have and remind me to cherish every moment. The night seems to drag on, and every sound seems louder and more ominous than the last. But as the sun begins to rise, I feel a sense of relief wash over me. I made it through the night, and everything is still in order. As I make my way back to my car, I can't help but feel a sense of respect for the people whose final resting place I've been watching over. It's a small job, but it's an important one, and I'm glad that I was able to do my part in keeping this sacred place safe and secure. As I continue my rounds, my unease grows into a deep sense of dread. Every rustle and creak seems more sinister than the last, and I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched. As I approach the older section of the graveyard, I feel a chill run down my spine. The air is thick with an inexplicable heaviness, and I can hear a faint whispering sound that seems to be coming from all around me. My heart races as I shine my flashlight on a particularly old grave. Suddenly, the whispering grows louder, and I realize that it's not just my imagination. I can hear voices, faint but distinct, coming from the ground. Trembling with fear, I kneel down and press my ear to the cold earth. The whispers grow louder and more urgent, and I can make out words and phrases that make no sense to me. As I pull away, the whispering abruptly stops. The graveyard is once again silent, but the sense of unease lingers. I quickly continue my rounds, eager to finish my shift and get out of there. But as I near the gate, I freeze in horror. The gate is open, swinging slowly on its hinges. I have no memory of leaving it open, and my mind races with the possibilities. Was someone or something here with me in the graveyard all along? I make a mad dash for my car, fumbling with the keys in my shaking hands. As I speed away from the graveyard, I can't help but wonder what secrets lie buried beneath the soil and stone. And I know that I never want to go back there again. As I drive away, my mind is racing with the possibilities of what could have caused the strange occurrences in the graveyard. I can't shake the feeling that there's more to the story than meets the eye. Days pass, and I find myself unable to let go of the strange experience. I begin to do some research, digging into the history of the graveyard and the people buried there. What I uncover is shocking. The whispers I heard in the graveyard were not the voices of the dead, but of the living. A group of criminals had been using the graveyard as a meeting place, hidden from prying eyes. And the open gate? It turns out that it was just a coincidence. One of the criminals had been leaving the graveyard at the same time I was finishing my shift, and had accidentally left the gate open. As I reflect on my experience, I can't help but feel a mix of relief and disappointment. The mystery had been solved, but it was not the supernatural horror I had imagined. Nonetheless, I am grateful to have uncovered the truth, and to have kept the graveyard safe from harm.